You should have, number one, turn in why people take drugs. Number two, done a newspaper and your tweet. So read the article that is about drugs, alcohol, or tobacco. Tweet on it. So the important thing is that you are telling me how people were affected by the drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. Then you needed to share your tweet and put it on the Twitter board to get some extra credit. That's what that's all about. Okay. Oops. Oh boy. Nope, I don't want this. Well, yep, I am off alignment, and I'm off alignment every single time, so this gets really annoying. Okay. Today we are talking about the drugs, how do drugs affect the mind, and how do they work? Okay, so I'm going to show you public service announcements 2, 3, 9, and 10. Okay, and they're all dealing with, I want you to keep in mind, our topic today is how do drugs work and how do they affect the mind? Okay, so our topic today is how do drugs work and how do they affect your mind? All right, keeping this in mind, with your side-by-side partner, I want you to talk about the 4 videos, one being just once, the one hit, stay up and study, and sniffing was the last one. So I want you to talk about how do they work, what did they do to the body, and how did they affect the mind? Okay, before we do any more reading, a few terms that we have to go over here. Okay, poison, any substance that causes illness, injury, death, if taken into the body or if it is produced within the body. Okay, so can we put drugs underneath this? Just think about that. We're going to talk about stimulants, a drug that increases immediate energy and alertness, but that is accompanied by increase in blood pressure, heart rate, and breathing. So stimulants speed up your central nervous system. And stimulant and speed start with what letter? S, okay? They speed up your central nervous system. Sedative, a medicine or drug that calms or makes someone sleep, okay? So once again, it kind of is the opposite of a stimulant. A sedative sedates somebody, which is slows them down, calms them down, okay? So those are some terms. All right, how do drugs work? You're going to read page 7, so find it in your book, your little gray book that says The Truth About Drugs, page 7. And you are going to read page 7 alternately sentences with your back-to-back partner. Okay? So go ahead. Okay, so you just read page 7. It says, talks to you about sedatives. They slow you down. And large amounts can poison and can kill. Okay, so out of the PSAs that you watched, all right, the first one being just once, and then one hit, stay up and steady, and sniffing. Did any of them show somebody killing, the drug taking their life? Okay, which one? Okay, so just once, and actually I think one hit, they both did, didn't they? Or no, one hit did. That's when the mom got in and talked. Okay. The person with the gun, do we know what happened there? Well, we don't know. We have to figure that out. But let's go on to that one. So go down, it says, some drugs affect the mind. All right. They can distort the user's perception of what is happening around him or her. As a result, the person's actions may be odd, irrational, inappropriate, or destructive. Okay. Does stay up and steady, does that demonstrate destructive? How many of you would agree when you saw that that's destructive? Do we know what happens there? No. How about sniffing? Was that destructive? Yeah, it didn't kill her, but she's in a what? Wheelchair. Okay. How about, remember the one tripping where you had the guy that was on LSD? Did that distort his mind? Yeah, his perception. He had really no idea that was going on. The next paragraph says, so while providing short-term help and relief of pain, because do some people take drugs to get rid of pain? How many of you have ever taken drugs to make you feel better? Raise your hand if you've ever taken a drug to make you feel better. We have. All right. Well, sometimes it's just, how many of you ever take medicine from the doctor to make you feel better? Anybody in here ever been on some pain type of medicine to help you feel better? All right. So that's the good thing about drugs. The drugs can make you feel better, and we take the drug until we can feel better without the what? Drug. Okay? But like they said, you remember the best high? All right, hey, this will give you the best high ever. And the girl was high on ecstasy, all right, and she was wigging out in her room when she was coming off her high, and then when she was high, she was running and hiding from the cops. Okay? Stay up and study. Hey, you'll be able to stay up and study for your tests all night long. Well, did it look like he was studying for his test, or did it look like he was needing some money to get some more meth to help him with his fix? That got him into a little pickle. All right, because he happened to pull out a what? Was he acting rational or irrational? We don't know. Okay, but it muddies one's thinking. Okay, and then it says medicines are drugs that are intended to speed up or slow down or change something about your way his body's working and make it better. That's the great thing about medicine. All right, sometimes they're necessary, but they are still what word? Drugs. All right, and too much of them can kill you. So if you don't use the medicines as the way they are intended, all right, they can be as dangerous as illegal drugs. All right, the next page. All right, read the section, Drugs Affect the Mind, in The Truth About Drugs on page 8. Write down any words you don't know, and write a few sentences that summarize what you think is the most important. So you're going to read with your, we read with who last time? Okay. Right with your back, you're going to read with your side by side. So now with your kitty corner partner, finish and tell them your summary. Okay. So what you're going to do right now is, if you look down here where these double asterisks are, it says which PSA, so what public service announcement, best shows the effects of drugs you have been learning about. Write a short explanation of why you chose that public service announcement. Okay, so I'm going to show you just the ones, I'm going to try to show you, maybe I'll try to show you all the ones that you have seen so far, which might be a little tricky for me here. I know. We're going to start with the ones that we did today, okay? All right, so you're going to see these 13.